Check this out, bro. All right. This is the main event. This is the main event. And this is the biggest simp. The biggest simp of them all. All right, let's talk about, we're going to talk about Adam 22, No Jumper. Now, if you guys don't know, No Jumper is a platform that's on YouTube. It's ran by Adam 22. It's a big platform as of recently, it's a big platform. Now, Adam 22, as of lately, has been under fire. All right. If you guys don't know, Adam 22, he's a lot of people would consider him to be racist. I'm not calling him racist, but a lot of people would be considered that he tread the line. It's a thin line between what he does and racism, right? A lot of people don't appreciate Adam for his practices. Adam, he gets paid off of turmoil, shock value, off of that's how he gets his views, making his co-workers fight each other. We'll get into it. All right. Now, as of lately, Adam 22 has been accused of being a predator. As of lately, Adam 22 has been accused of being a predator. All right. In which it was said now, allegedly, let's say this allegedly, Adam 22 was courting a 16-year-old girl. Now, this is the CEO of No Jumper, like I said before. And allegedly, he was courting a 16-year-old girl. Now, Lil Pump spoke about this girl. I think Lil Pump had something to do with the girl. I don't know if he had some relations with the girl, but he had some type of capacity. He was interacting with the girl in some capacity, right? Now, Adam 22, he's always been criticized for hanging out with younger kids, hanging out with young men, young artists, right? And when you're a grown man and you're hanging around a lot of young people, as a grown person hanging around with young people, you're going to get ridiculed, right? Because it's very inappropriate for somebody of a mature age to be constantly hanging around kids. It's gonna make anybody skeptical. Anybody's gonna draw a red flag about that, right? Any normal human being will be a skeptic about a grown man that's constantly making his business to hang around little kids. So this is what Adam 22 has been accused of. Now, the No Jumper platform, it's all about the underground and SoundCloud. It started off with SoundCloud, BMX riders, SoundCloud rappers, and you're dealing with a younger demographic. So to his defense, yeah, he was dealing with younger kids. Jermaine Dupri dealt with young kids, but you never hear nothing bad about Jermaine Dupri. But for some reason, you hear these things about Adam 22. Now, Adam 2 he's been accused of courting a 16-year-old girl. Now, like I said, this 16-year-old girl, in some capacity, she had some type of relations with not relations, but some type of friendship, or she interacted with Lil Pump in some capacity. I don't know if Lil Pump had sex with her. I'm not saying that. But in some capacity, she interacted with Lil Pump, and that's how Adam 22 came to know the girl. So now this girl is 16 years old, obviously, and I've been told that Adam 22 was courting the girl, speaking to her constantly on the phone. Now, to his defense, he did not have sex with the young girl. He didn't have sex with the young girl. But this is the issue. People are saying that Adam 22 was grooming the girl for when she was of age, that he could take advantage of her. And that's the problem. And it's been said, and this is quote unquote, this is out of Adam's mouth. Adam actually continued to have some type of relationship with the girl when she became of age. So he never had relations with the girl when she was underage. But when the girl was of age, Adam proceeded to have some type of relationship with the girl. And to my knowledge, not even to my knowledge, but quoting Adam, the mother knew about it too. See, now this is a strange thing about this, and this is going to bring about a different argument, but I'm not going to go there yet. But we're going to speak about how much parents should be held responsible for any child being inappropriately touched, preyed upon, molested, raped. We don't use those words. I apologize, right? But things of that nature. Parents got to be held accountable to some degree. It's kind of like a kid that's constantly skipping school. How is he skipping school and why the parents are not doing nothing about it. It's not necessarily the school's problem, but the school is going to be aware because they're going to make a report and get in contact with the parents and say, why is your kid not in attendance, right? But the parent gets held responsible. Parents, what I'm trying to say is parents need to be held more responsible, right? Because look at this, the same thing with the R. Kelly situation, with the Michael Jackson situation. Now you got Adam 22. Adam 22 basically was around the 16-year-old girl. She was 16. He had the decency not to, at least what he said, he didn't have no sexual contact with the girl prior to her being of age. When she was 16, all he was doing was having a conversation with her. But people are saying that Adam was courting the girl. They're saying Adam was preparing. He was, how you say, grooming. He was grooming this girl. So when she becomes of age, she'll be ready for him, right? So now Adam 22 is on a super fire right now. The whole No Jumper, and this is crazy because this is on the heels of No Jumper dismantling all their staff, right? If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't seen No Jumper, check it out. No Jumper on YouTube, ran by Adam 22. No Jumper, which originally started off with BMX and Whoop De Woo and SoundCloud rappers, it evolved into something else, right? Now, you guys know in Cali, you got a big gang scene, all right? So what Adam did, Adam was the genius that thought of, you know what? Let me start implementing this on the show. So he brought on a cat named AD, and mind you, the timeline of things, it changes a little bit, right? But what I'm trying to say, he slowly started bringing gang members onto his show. So Adam 22 is bringing gang members onto his show. And this is what the show is becoming. So now the culture of the show has changed now. It's going from BMX riding, fun kid stuff, SoundCloud rappers, young misunderstood kids, Extension, Little Pump, that era, to now he's dealing with hardcore gang politics, right? And I'm pretty sure he didn't know that was going to be the beginning of his demise. Because with that being said, Adam 22, he brought in all these gang members. And what happens now? You bring in gang members. What comes with gangs? Violence. Facts, though. And I'm street. I'm not trying to paint no picture of gang. I'm not trying to put paint where it ain't. I ain't trying to, the gang community, you know what I mean? Respect to all. But violence comes with that, right? So now, Adam 22, there's a guy named AD on the show. Shout out to AD. There's a guy named T-Rell on the show. AD's a Crip. T-Rell's a Hoover. All right? So he got Hoovers. He got Crips. I don't know too many Bloods, but I'm pretty sure he got some type of Bloods on the show. I don't want to assume, right? What I'm trying to show you is he has different gang members on the show. All right? So with that being said, it's constantly gang politics on the show. So now, Adam 22, at first the show was doing great. Adam 22 got greedy. Adam 22 thought it would be a great idea to expose all his cast members, put their business, their personal business, and make this a shit show. He turned No Jump into a reality show, basically a Zeus Network show, right? But unbeknownst to the actual employees did not know that they were going to be exploited. Shout out to Flacco, Poetic Flacco got exploited. Shout out to Lush. So these are other co-hosts on the platform. Lush comes from the battle rap community. King of the Dot. Shout out to Lush. Lush got exposed. He not just exposed, but exploited. Poetic Flacco got exploited. Even somebody that you think that he gave this guy a big contract. Shout out to Almighty Suspect. He tried to exploit Almighty Suspect too. Almighty Suspect went through an altercation in which he got jumped and some jewelry got took and what have you. Allegedly, I don't know if it's all true, but they brought it up on the No Jumper show. Now remember, when they're bringing up all these things on the show and all these personal issues, they're bringing it while the show is being played live, and these men are not aware that their business is about to be put on air. So it's unbeknownst to them. So what I'm trying to show you is what Adam 22, he's a master manipulator. Adam 22 is a master manipulator, master orchestra. He orchestrated everything. Adam 22 basically exposed all of his hosts on his show personal life for views. You know this internet is. This internet is about views. We love to see a train wreck. We want to see a train wreck. We will sit there and watch a train go at 150 miles per hour, knowing that there's a wall a couple of miles down. We'll sit there and we'll be fully entertained, fully engulfed in it, right? And in this day and time, the internet, that equals out to money. People want to see a train wreck about to happen. And that's what happened. So now Adam 22. Adam 22, there's so many men. This I can go on for a minute, you guys. We got to break this down. There's another host on the show by the name of House Phone. Now, House Phone is Adam 22, one of his best friends. House Phone was there since the inception of No Jumper, the platform. House Phone is a black friend. House Phone is considered Adam 22's token black friend. No disrespect. Like I told you, my grandfather is white, so I don't play the race game, right? I'm not race baiting. But sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. So now that is Adam 22's token black friend. The token friend. So now, here comes Household's time to be exploited by Adam. Now, you guys know Adam 22 he does pornos. Yeah, he does pornos. Adam 22 does pornos. He doesn't believe in God either. If you don't know, Adam 22 is an atheist, people. He does not believe in God. This story is going to unravel more and more and more. I got to make sure that I deliver this to you guys step by step because this is super interesting about Adam 22, what I've had the chance to observe about this man. Adam 22 does not believe in God. He's an atheist. So with that being said, he also does porn. With that being said, you got to think about it. If you're doing porn or you're an atheist, you don't really believe in God, your morality is safe to say we don't have the same moral compass. I think that's safe to say. So whoever's on that show that has integrity, that has morals, dare I say even a smidget of righteous, that show's not going to work for you. And I think everybody on that show, I don't think they knew that. To their defense, I don't think AD knew that. I don't think T-Rel knew that. I don't think House Phone knew that. The House Phone is kind of more like a white black dude, right? House Phone kind of like he's in that porno world too. House Phone and Adam have slept with the same porn stars. They're on that type of time. They're that type of buddies, right? The token black friend. But I believe that was his true friend. I believe that. But matter of fact, it gets even more interesting. House Phone actually slept with Adam 22's wife before she became Adam 22's wife or baby mother. Because I don't know if he's necessarily married to her, but that's definitely his baby mother. House Phone slept with her first. The token friend. So with that, you factor in all this stuff, you put all these into the equation. And you step back and you look at Adam. How do you perceive Adam now? Your best friend slept with your wife. That's still your best friend. You exploit all your friends for financial gain. You exploit their business on the internet for views. Your baby mother is a porn star in which your best friend slept with her first. You don't believe in God at all. At all. Adam does not believe in God. So with that being said, Adam's No Jumper 22 has come to an end. It's dying out. No Jumper's dying out. So what Adam did, let me tell you something. Adam spoke to Lush, in which he started telling Lush about his future plans for No Jumper and who he was planning on to fire and hire, who he was gonna and what people he was gonna move around like a chessboard, right? One of the people being AD. AD is a go-to person on the show. So with that being said, Adam said he got tired of AD making these same 4 jokes. And I'm hearing about these AD 4 jokes. And what's sad about it is I don't never heard nothing about no 4 jokes. To be honest with you, I think Adam really Just got tired of AD because AD was the one person that would speak his mind if he sees some type of effery going on. We got to watch YouTube, right? I don't want to lose monetized, even though we're not monetized, but I don't, for future reference, right? The effery. Adam 22 fired basically the whole staff of No Jumper, at least 80% of the staff, and AD being one of them. So with that being said, Adam was telling Lush about his plans of how to minimalize, Don't act like I don't do that at home. All right. Minimize. All right. How he was planning on minimizing AD's position at No Jumper. He's taking AD off of the Tuesday show. He just want AD to do the cooking show. Woo-de-woo. So what happened was he's minimizing AD's role. And when somebody minimizes your role in the company, you got to start thinking about how important you are in the company, meaning how expendable you are, how irreplaceable you are, right? You know how it goes in corporate. In corporate world, everybody's expendable. Everybody, even the president, is expendable. All right. If you ain't got enough shares, they'll vote you out. Everybody's expendable in the corporate world. All right. So with that being said, AD caught wind of it. AD didn't like the way Adam 22 was speaking about him. AD didn't like the way Adam 22 spoke to Lush about him. He felt like he was talking behind his back. He felt like he should have relayed that message to him directly. This is a long story, y'all. This story is so long. It's so long. All right. So with that being said, AD now was offended by Adam 22, in which subsequently that led to AD leaving. Now, when AD left, T-Rail left too. And there's a Mexican kid, chubby little Mexican kid. Shout out to Duno. Duno left too. So guess what? T-Rail, Duno, and AD, they family. So they did it the right way. Let me tell you something, man. I'm proud of T-Rail. I'm proud of AD. I'm proud of Duno. Why? Because they all were on the No Jumper platform. They all were employed, right? Now you on this platform, you know, this platform is not necessarily your bread and butter, but it's making you money, right? It's one of your streams of income. And you develop a mentality of one all. Meaning we all together. Meaning if you quit, I quit. If you leave, I leave. This is the mentality that we're lacking, even the black community. And I don't even want to go political on it, but just across the board. Listen, when you start a new situation, you got your comrades in the building. It's us against corporate. It's us against the supervisor. It's us against management, right? You got to understand, in any corporate setting, it's the workers, the employees against the management in any working setting, okay? But the employees got to stick together. Employees got to stick together. If employees stick together, the impact is going to be super, super greater. If employees stick together, that's when you make some real changes in a corporate setting. So what they did, what do you do when you come together? Either if you let him go, you let us all go, right? So guess what? It's not to say that they're going to go for it. It's not to say that the company is not going to consider letting everybody go, but it'll make them think twice. Why are they going to think twice? Because they know production is going to slow up. You're going to see an extreme slowdown in production. So any company knows that they're not anticipating that. Why? Because they're not anticipating employees sticking together and leaving at once. And that's why they're saying about the black community, how we got to stick together, the power of the black dollar. If we could stick together, we can make a difference out here, right? Because our vote counts. Our participation counts. So what you just saw on No Jumper was all No Jumper hosts, they left. At least 75% of the staff on No Jumper hosting wise left, right? So AD, Duno, and T-Rail, they left No Jumper, and now they formed their own thing. They have their own conglomerate. So basically, they left No Jumper. They catapulted off No Jumper. They trampolined off of No Jumper and formed their own thing. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie. That was slick. Because they have a thing called Fig Immunity, all right? So let me tell you, T-Rail is back on Fig. AD is community. And I think Duno is brown bag, something to that. I apologize, Duno, if I'm wrong, right? But what they did was they unified their platforms. So all three gentlemen unified their platforms. Now they are a conglomerate. They're basically another no jumper. I've never even seen this before. A whole staff left a company and created their own company. A whole staff, at least like 4 to 5 co-hosts left No Jumper. Smack left No Jumper too. 4 to 5, the main talent on No Jumper left No Jumper and formed their own thing. And if you see on YouTube right now, it's super successful. Shout out to Community. Shout out to Community. Shout out to Back on Fig. Back on Fig got #1 podcast, I think, a couple of days ago. It actually defeated, it actually beat Joe Budden. Fig Community actually beat Joe Budden's podcast. You know, the JBP, the Joe Budden podcast, is the #1 podcast out here. Shout out to Joe Budden. I'm going to be real with you. That's the #1 podcast out here. But T-Rel and them beat that. That's Back on Fig. Back on Fig actually beat the JBP. That's the what's the name? The all these acronyms. The Joe Budden podcast, JBP. That part, all right? And Community. There's Community too. That's AD. Community was #1 also. So these platforms, all these guys catapulted off of the No Jumper platform. All right. So now that basically everybody's looking at No Jumper like No Jumper is about to crash. And I wish I had my equipment right now because I'd be playing that. I'll be playing that. That's the sound that the trumpets, when they blow the trumpets for when a soldier is down, when a soldier at the funeral, right? Out of respect. This is the demise, the funeral of No Jumper. Why I say that? Well, obviously, all your hosts left, and they basically took your audience followed them too. Let's make that clear. The whole No Jumper audience is over there at their lives, watching they're subscribed to their channels, right? So that's one of the reasons why No Jumper is meeting its demise. But there's another reason why No Jumper's falling. No Jumper's falling back to what we're talking about, simping. Back to what we saw about, same thing I saw about Tyree, same thing I saw about Loss of Pippin. All right. Adam 22, alleged predator. They're saying that Adam 22 is a predator. And that shit is running all over the internet. Right now, it's all over the internet. And I feel like this is what's gonna do Adam in. I think like Adam has reached his rope's end. I'm gonna be real with you. I think Adam's reached his rope's end. So with that being said, Adam has changed the content. Adam's changing the direction that he's going with No Jumper. As of lately, Adam's been interviewing racist men. I forget the man's name. He's a well-known racist out here, right? I guess he considered himself a reformed racist. You know, he had Nick Fuentes and stuff like that. I guess he's going for the more edgier political content, right? I want to do that here too. I definitely want to get into politics, but not so much the way he's doing it, right? Because he's interviewing racist, white supremacist type. He's interviewing transgenders. At one point, he even interviewed Dr. Umar Johnson. So he's going for that type of content, right? But I feel like some people you shouldn't give a platform to. And if you're gonna give certain people a platform, create a great setting. And don't just give these people a voice, a platform to amplify their message, their philosophy. You have racist people out here, and they love to get on a platform like No Jumper and be seen out here and recognized and go viral and convey their message to the world. They need platforms to get their messages out there. Same way that, like you say, Charleston White messages being spread because he's on different platforms. He's on some of the greatest platforms. Cam Capone, Say Cheese. I don't think he ain't making on Vlad yet. But he's on a lot of big platforms. Charleston White. 85 South. in which they removed that show. They removed his actual video off of the platform. You know, that's another subject about Charleston White. That's another subject. But back to Adam. All right, so you guys know No Jumper. This is the demise of No Jumper. We don't know where No Jumper is gonna land at this point. It's real interesting to watch, right? So I'm watching the show. I'm watching the spectacle. This is a circus. This is a shit show. All right, it's called No Jumper, and it's led by Adam 22. So we watching Adam, and I'm gonna be real with you, and that's funny I said that because I be watching No Jumper less now. I watch No Jumper less now. I'm not gonna lie. For the past few months, I was watching No Jumper heavy, especially with the controversy. But I didn't like the direction he's going. But just like everybody else, I like to watch a fight, even if there's gonna be some blood, even though somebody's gonna get hurt. I'm gonna watch the fight. I'm not gonna benefit from watching the fight. But we as humans, we like to see a car crash. It's the same way when you're on the highway, you're on the I-95. Well, we got the I-95 in Florida. And what happens? You ever be in traffic and the traffic starts slow and the traffic gets thick and you see nothing but brake lights and you trying to weave through the traffic. You trying to weave through the traffic. You doing all types of illegal shit. And then when you finally get to the one point where you see what was making the traffic slow down, you look to your right and you see a car accident. And it wasn't even that bad of an accident. And you say, damn, why everybody slowed down? Y'all didn't even have to slow down. We could have just kept, I got to get to work. I got to get to my girl. I got to get to my kids. I got to get to the store. I got to get to where I got to get to. And all you guys are slowing down, being nosy, watching the accident. So that's what's happening right now, okay? So I'm going to tell you that I like to watch an accident too. I like to see a train wreck. We all do. And it's called Adam 22 and No Jumper. All right? So you guys, check this out, man. L.O.T.S approved media. This is what it is. Like I told you, I usually don't go live on Sunday, but we're going to be going live on Sunday sometimes. That part. And let's do a rundown. You know, we spoke about loss of Pippin. No sympathy.